Hello again, welcome to another episode of the Buena Vista Homes Real Estate Show with me, Efia Fusua. The show is proudly sponsored by Buena Vista Homes, where homes are not built but crafted. Today we have a special episode coming up for you. Last week we spoke about the processes involved in building. And today we get to talk about the role of professionals in real estate. Now, every stage of the building process requires the use of a particular professional, just so your building comes up right. And at Buena Vista Homes, we are very particular about the kind of professionals we use. It explains the kind of structures we have been building in the last 20 years and counting. Today, we get to tap from the wealth of knowledge at Buena Vista Homes, and I have a special guest for you. I'll not introduce him yet. Let's go for a quick break. When we do return, I'll introduce my guest and the show will begin proper. You're watching the Buena Vista Homes Real Estate Show with me, Efia Fusua. Today we get to talk about the role of professionals in real estate. You see all the beautiful buildings rolling on your screen now. These are works put together by Buena Vista Homes, real professionals in the real estate industry. And you can't get these homes anywhere but at Buena Vista Homes. Today we are privileged to have with us the co-founder and executive director of Buena Vista Homes, Samuel Ewu. Uncle Sammy, yes. It's good to have you join us on the show once again.
Very happy to be here again.
Our viewers are happy. They get excited anytime they see you.
Good to hear.
There's a lot to learn from you. You should, Uncle Sammy, do you have a book yet?
Well, it's works ongoing.
Yes. To the viewer watching me, we'll put together a bid just so Uncle Sammy will put together a real estate book for us.
I think so.
There's a lot to learn from you. We've learned a lot from our previous episodes, and it's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Last week we spoke about the processes involved in building. Today we get to talk about the role of professionals. How difficult will it be to undertake a building project myself?
Construction is a very technical thing. Various stages of it is very technical.
Right.
And so it's a little difficult for somebody who doesn't have it all together to try to do it all by himself or herself.
Right.
I know people have tried to do it by themselves. Sometimes they've had issues come up, but I would always prefer that construction is done right by engaging the right people in coming up with the right works. Construction, I would say, is technical.
Right. So what then are some of the challenges that could arise if you go ahead without the help of a professional?
Many times people would use other people that they've seen do certain works in the construction industry.
Right.
If you like a mason, that they would say, "Oh, we are no sidine," or something like that. You know,
Okay.
so they think that once you have a mason who has been building, you can use him to build. But different conditions, different scenarios, different environments require different technical input. And sometimes these people may not know that there are different challenges with different locations, for which reason the same things they do repetitively isn't applicable. And because they know the how, they don't know the why. All right. Once they don't know the why, when conditions change, they don't know how to change.
Right.
They keep doing things because sad, yeah, you know, it's always done this way. And that's what we used to doing. But a professional does not just look at, you know, how things are done, but why they are done, and goes an extra mile to investigate many other things before they embark on a building project.
I see. Now, there are some people who would go directly to an artisan and not go to a professional at all. What are some of the risks you could be exposing yourself to should you do that?
Okay, first of all, it depends on how complex the project is. If it is a very simple one room thing, well, you may take that risk because it's not too complex. If it is a building or a construction project that is a little more complex, then it's important that you engage an actual professional.
Right.
And in this space, we are not talking even only one person, because there are diverse people, different professionals who play different roles, you know, in the entire building process. And you need to have them all come on board so that your building project can come together with the integrity that you require of a sound building structure.
Right. So let me cite an example. Buena Vista Homes, on the average, if you're to build a 4-bedroom house, how many professionals would you engage before putting up just a structure?
Yeah, wow. Okay. At Buena Vista, fortunately, we develop enclaves.
Right.
And so it requires that you go even as far back. You won't just be looking at a professional for one building. You'll be looking at professionals that will help you develop an enclave, end to end. It starts by looking at land acquisition.
Okay.
When you have acquired your land, you definitely need a professional surveyor to be able to come to demarcate properly for you the boundaries of your land. Don't forget, if you get the boundaries wrong, your whole layout will be wrong. When it comes to passing on title to homeowners, you would get it wrong, because you could have a building situate beyond your boundary, and that can become a problem. So first, you will need a surveyor who would come and survey the land and give you your actual boundaries and peg them out for you. After which, then that same land that you have, you would need an engineer to come and test the soil for you and all of that. After which, then you have to now engage the design team. So we have a design team comprising of the architect, the structural engineer. The structural engineer could also double as the civil engineer. There's a little difference, but it's done by the same person sometimes. And then you have the mechanical engineers, and then you have the electrical engineers.
Right.
So they constitute the engineering team and put together the concepts, you know, for you. Then after that, you need your quantity surveyor, whose role will be to give you the cost of the project, how much it will cost you to ensure that all that has been designed can come to fruition. After that, then you may need your landscaping engineer, who could also bring his technical expertise to which plans would be good to have. There are different plans that could be used to line the avenues or the roads. Some even go as far as determining the kind of flowers that must fall on the ground,
Okay.
and the colors it gives as you drive through an estate, for instance. So at a point he wants to see purple flowers on the ground, and you go a bit and you go and see yellow flowers on the. So all of that
Uncle
is.
Sam, I can see the excitement in
I
which
know, but all of that,
you're talking about
all of that is.
and this is the feeling you get when you step into any Buena Vista home enclave. It's mind blowing. Please give us a call. I keep saying this. Give us a call. Just come and come and have a tour at any of our Buena Vista homes enclave, and you will definitely be blown away. Uncle Sam, please carry on.
And then we have the interior designers and interior decorators. They play a critical role as well.
Right.
You know, after the building is done, the way the interior is put together is what also gives you that homely feel. You know, otherwise then you walk into the space and you have bare walls, and it doesn't speak to your signature. You know, you must put your signature in the space, so that when you enter the space you can see that yes, this is Efia.
This is Efia.
You know, and everything is on point. Things are placed where they ought to be. The color scheme, how the curtains speak to the rugs on the floor, and all of that. So the interior decorators also do quite a bit in the eventual professional outlook.
Right, and in terms of professionals, Buena Vista Homes is the best in the industry. Do get interactive with us on Buena Vista Homes, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. Pay us a visit on our website, www.mybuenahomes.com. You see the story that goes behind or goes into the crafting of the homes you're seeing on the screen. There's a lot that goes into it, and you definitely would want to be a part of the Buena Vista family. Let's go for a break, Uncle Sam. We'll be back shortly. Let's go for a break. When we return, we'll continue the conversation. Welcome back. You're watching the Buena Vista Homes Real Estate Show with me, Efia Fusua. We are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. Please do also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Today we are discussing the role of professionals in real estate, and I still have with me Uncle Sam, who is the co-founder and executive director of Buena Vista Homes. He's been breaking down the professionals we have in the real estate sector. Uncle Sam, let's now talk about the roles of each of the professionals. Maybe to make it easier for our viewers to follow, we could relate it to the building stages, so that at the design stage, who do we engage at the... Just so it makes it
right.
easier.
Okay, so we have the architect,
Right,
who becomes the brainchild of the project. He dreams the form, the shape of the project.
right.
Normally, they would do the conceptual designs.
Okay.
At Buena Vista Homes, we have a group of them, group of architects who come up with the concepts, and then it is looked at by the other professionals in general. But the architect's main focus is do the design of the place, the layout, the individual buildings. They also go ahead to make certain specifications of the materials that they want, the sizing of things, room sizes, interconnections between room spaces. They put it all together, the flow, you know, when you come from here, from this room, where do you go next, and all of that. So they come up with all of that. And then they also determine whether it's going to be a single story, two-story, and all of those, they come up with it. When they are done, then the critical next person is the structural engineer.
Okay.
The role of the structural engineer is to ensure that the building is structurally going to stand and will not fail.
Oh.
Regardless of the form and shape that the architect has designed, he now comes in to ensure that the building is being reinforced, is being shored up, is being braced up, and then so they introduce things like columns and beams and all those things that will ensure that the building is supported and doesn't fail.
Right.
When you travel out, sometimes you see buildings with all kinds of funny shapes, but they stand. For them to stand is the structural engineer who's done all the calculations, looked at all the bending movements, and tried to say that, look, if you reinforce it this way, it will hold it. The building can bend like this, but it will stay.
Okay.
Or can stand like this, but it will stay. So the structural engineer's role is to ensure that there's structural stability of whichever form the design has been put in. So they literally take the architect's dream, tear it apart, and comes back to say, if you want this building to stand the way you have designed it, then we need to do it this way and that way and that way. And then they also now come up with a drawing that shows you all the details, the reinforcement, the sizing of bars, the placing of bars, the spacing of bars. That will make the building stay for as long as that building needs to be there.
Okay.
So that's the role of the structural engineer. Then the mechanical engineer comes in and looks at anything mechanical, depending on the complexity of the building. He's looking at air conditioning. He's looking at air conditioning piping, sizing, and all of that. Generators, all those mechanical components that support a building. The mechanical engineer is in charge.
Okay.
All right, designing it as well, showing that you pass the AC pipes here, pass the generator things here, pass this there, pass this there, and that kind of thing. And then it comes to the electrical parts of the house, power into the house. How do you distribute power? How do you get power in? When it comes in, what sizing of cables are you using for which point? And they come in with all of that as well. After that, then comes in the quantity surveyor, because at the end of the day, you're looking at the cost of the building.
Right.
Will I have enough funds to build it? All these ideas that we have tabled, how much does it cost us? So the quantity surveyor then takes the drawings, studies it, and goes through a process of preparing what we call the bills of quantities.
Okay.
And the bills of quantities is just a way of breaking down every component aspect of the building and translating it into cost in the minutest possible detail. So he takes it from foundation, he will break it down for you to know the cost of just excavation, the cost of pouring concrete in excavation, the cost of doing column bases, cost of doing columns, ground beams. He breaks everything down so that if you are doing the construction in stages, you can tell how much you'll be spending alongside.
Each stage.
And then also what it does is that it helps the client make payments to contractors.
Okay.
So if a contractor is engaged to undertake a project, the contractor will know that once I have done this part of the work, this is how much I am due.
Okay.
All right. So generally, the professionals play the roles in two broad spaces:
Okay.
the pre-contract stage and the post-contract stage. Pre-contract stage is any and everything that happens before a contractor is engaged or before a contract is signed out with a contractor.
Okay.
So that's where you have the design professionals come in to do all their works, what we've spoken about up till when a contractor has come in. And then the post-contract stage is all the works that go on after you have awarded a contract to a contractor to undertake works.
Okay.
All right. So along the entire span of the construction process, there are various professionals who are playing their various roles.
Right.
And that's why I started by saying that construction is technical, and more technical as it gets more complex. And as the project is complex, you would not want to be doing it by yourself.
Exactly.
You would want other people to be involved. I have always said that if an architect who is a professional felt he was adequate enough to undertake a construction project, he would have done it without engaging other professionals. But that doesn't happen. Because even the architect who is a professional understands that there are other aspects that other professionals must undertake. How much more you, a lay person who has no knowledge in construction, thinking that you can do it alone and by yourself, by just engaging artisans and then undertaking projects. It doesn't come out as well as you would wish it to be. But the role of professionals undoubtedly cannot be, it's very important.
It can't be substituted.
No, absolutely not.
It can't be substituted. You do not want to go through all of this and end up with a structure that you will not be pleased with. What will you do at that point? So do get in touch with Buena Vista Homes just so they can help you sort your property needs out. Let's go for a break. When we return, we'll continue with the conversation. The show is proudly sponsored by Buena Vista Homes, where homes are not built, but welcome back. You're watching the Buena Vista Homes Real Estate Show with me, Efia Fusua. Today we are discussing the role of professionals in real estate, and I still have with me Uncle Sam. He's a co-founder and executive director of Buena Vista Homes. Get in touch with Buena Vista Homes on our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. Just search for Buena Vista Homes. Our website is www.mybuenahomes.com. Do give us a call as well on 0303 401 401 or 050 130 4728, and we would definitely help you get your home needs sorted out. Uncle Sam, do I have to go looking for the professionals myself, or I have to talk to someone to get them for me?
Okay, so if you were trying to do the project by yourself,
right?
Usually if you engaged an architect, he could lead you into the other professionals that he works with.
Okay.
Or sometimes you could also get in touch with a project manager, all right, and that project manager can put a team together for you. Okay. Or if you don't want to go through all of that, it's simple.
It's simple.
Come to Buena Vista Homes.
Simple.
Very simple.
Very simple. Just give us a call.
In there.
Simple.
You know, once you come to Buena Vista Homes, that's it. One-stop shop.
Yeah.
Any and everything that you want is
Uncle
available.
Sam, imagine going through the stress of, have you bought the cement? How many cement bags?
No,
what are the iron rods?
You don't want that.
That's a lot.
You don't
Building
want that.
is stress. You don't want to go through all of that, please. Uncle Sam says, come lay your property burdens on him. He'll shoulder all of them.
If you're going through a residential project, particularly if you are resident outside of the country, out of Ghana, and you are interested in building a home here, and now you need to go and engage somebody to buy land, get another to register the land, get somebody to design the house, get somebody to build the house. Why all that stress? All right. When you come to Buena Vista, land is resolved. It is actually well documented land, all right, titled, fully well titled
Land.
And then you have all the professionals in-house. The designers are there, the structural engineers are there, mechanical engineers are there, electrical engineers are there, horticultural engineers are there, interior designers are there to help you out with all. So it's a much easier route. And you know that once the house is done, the beauty of it also is this: you get a house done, and you're not only buying the house, you're buying into the neighborhood.
The neighborhood.
All right,
yes.
which is very important.
Very.
So it's not just the house you are buying from Buena Vista, you are buying into a very well laid out neighborhood.
And that's something you can't create on your own.
No, how do you create your own neighborhood?
Yeah.
But you have a neighborhood that you can already see it exist, and very largely with neighbors of similar mind.
Yes, yes. It's
And
lovely.
that's priceless.
It is. It is. It's lovely at Buena Vista Homes. See, you see the smile with which we are talking about Buena Vista Homes. I just want you to come experience it. You just give us a call. Give us a call. I will personally hold your hand and take you to Buena Vista Homes, just so you have a feel of the descriptions and everything we've been talking about so far. So in wrapping up, for friends who are outside the country and would want to build, what's the process like at Buena Vista Homes?
Simple. You give us a call.
Right.
We will take you through the process. But you have a form that you can fill on our website, www.mybuenahomes.com. That's the purchasers form. Once you fill the form, you put in your indications of the house types that you are interested in. And then once you indicate the house type, we can walk you through which model within the house types that you need to zero on.
Right.
And then after that, we move into giving you an offer letter, then you sign an acceptance.
So I don't have to even be in Ghana.
No.
Just
It's
make
only
a
your
call.
money that has to come to Ghana.
Simple,
then
and
we
it's
are done.
simple.
All you need is one thing.
It's
Just
simple.
get the money. Everything else is sorted.
Wow. I mean, what more could you ask for? What more could you ask for? Buena Vista Homes has been building for 20 years and counting. You definitely would want to be a part of this family. Uncle Sam, your final words, and then we'll wrap up the conversation.
Final words, yeah, you never go wrong with a decision to buy a Buena Vista home. Because at Buena Vista Homes, these are really carefully crafted homes that suit everyone and that personifies you. It gives you a signature.
It gives you a signature.
Which you will never regret having.
Hey, it's only at Buena Vista Home that you have your signature, you know.
Your signature is on your
properly
house.
crafted into your house.
It's on your house.
I like that. Uncle Sam, thanks so much.
Yes, you're welcome.
I'm sure our viewers have enjoyed this particular episode. We are back same time next week with another power-packed episode. After each episode, you can tell the wealth of experience, the wealth of knowledge you keep gaining from the Buena Vista Homes Real Estate Show. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a follow on Facebook. There will be a repeat of the show on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. So please do well to tune in. So we'll see